Alright, that time of the day, let's finish up with the multicolored cards from the Avatar set. Sorry about the delay, I've been feeling under the weather the last few days, but we're back with a vengeance. So let's start with the headline of the set, which is Aang, Avatar, and transforms into Aang, Master of the Elements, the headliner, most expensive card in the set, raised foil, looks amazing. So that is 1 red, green, white, and blue for a legendary creature, human avatar ally with 4/4. He is very, very amazing. It looks really, really pretty. It has flying, firebending 2, and whenever you airbend, earthbend, firebend, and airbend, you draw a card. Then, if you've done all 4, you transform him. His other side is a 6/6 with flying, and your spells cost 1 of each colorless to cast. Thing to note, that means also 5 colorless mana. So meaning anything that costs under 5 would be basically free. And at the beginning of each of your upkeep, you may transform him back. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, and put 4 encounters on him. Then he deals 4 damage to each opponent. So you can even get benefits from transforming him back, and that's really, really amazing. And again, just taking the art here, very, very spectacular. Next, we move on to another Aang. Aang at the Crossroads is a 3-color Aang. That's 2 colorless, a green, a white, and a blue for a legendary human avatar ally. This one's 3/3 with flying and has 3 different arts, as you'll see them on screen here. When Avatar Aang enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card that converted mark was 4 or less onto the battlefield, and you put the rest at the bottom randomly. Then you shuffle, and when another creature you control leaves the battlefield, he transforms. And of course, what does he transform into? Into Aang, Destined Savior. Again, 3 arts here. And Aang, Destined Savior has the ability, which is really, really amazing. Again, love these arts. The lands you control have vigilance, and at the beginning of your combat of your turn, you earthbend 2. He also has flying, and by now you realize that earthbend is one of the most broken mechanics, and by giving the lands vigilance, you're effectively getting to attack as well as tap them, and then blocking them doesn't really matter because you're going to attack and then still tap them for mana. So that's pretty good. Next, we have Aang, Swift Savior. This is the 2-color Aang. So for this one, you get for 1 blue, 1 white, a colorless, a legendary after human ally, as you come to expect, with flash flying, and it's a 2/3. And when Aang enters, you can airbend up to 1 target creature, and you can pay waterbend 8, and if you do, you transform him, and he turns into Aang and La, Ocean's Fury. Really decent card, high cost though, but you can do it as blue-white. It has reach, trample, he's 5/5, and whenever Aang and La attack, you put a 1 encounter on each tapped creature you control. So makes your whole team bigger attacks with it. So it unites your army. Not bad, and the waterbend 8 seems like a lot, but remember you can tap artifacts and lands for that. Land creatures actually, and as well as your normal creatures for it. Or you can just pay the full 8 mana. So that's all not bad as well. So yeah, just enjoy the arts on screen because we have fun trying to fit all this on the screen. Next, let's move on to, and before I forget, it also has the neon ink in the yellow, which carrying a pretty penny at this point. Just thing to note, we have Abandon Attachments, which is an instant lesson, 2 mana, 1 and hybrid white and red, hybrid blue and red, So either one, and you may discard a card. If you do, you draw 2 cards. Pretty strong, especially at instant speed, and for those lesson decks, help you get that lesson count up pretty quick. Then we have Air Nomad's Legacy. So that's an enchantment for 1 white, 1 blue. When an enchantment, when it enters, you get a clue, and it gives all your creatures with flying +1/+1. Of course, next we have the Great Azula, Cunning Usurper. She's a human noble rogue with firebending 2, 4/4. She costs 2 colorless, a blue and 2 black. So you basically exile something on the field, exile something in the grave, and you get to steal both and cast them. So really good removal, and that firebending 2 means you also get some mana during your combat as well. So really good. We obviously have the art here, which is also really nice. We have Beipong's Bounty Hunters. I've seen a combo with this. So it's a non-legendary human mercenary, 4/4 for 4 mana. That's 2 colorless, a black and a green. When a non-creature you control dies, earthbend X, where X is the creature's power. So the loop I saw was you earthbend 0 and it dies. and then you keep earthbending the creature that died over and over, so you get infinite die triggers, infinite ETBs, and infinite landfall. So pretty good. It obviously has that full art as well. We have bitter work. Sorry, it's a 1 colorless, 1 red, 1 green enchantment. When you attack with 1 or more creatures, let me get that all zoomed up there. When you attack with 1 or more creatures with power 4 greater, you draw a card. You can exhaust it for 4, and you allow it to earthbend 4. So not bad. We have Boomy Unleashed, which is really good. It is a legendary human noble ally, 5/4 for 5 mana, 3 colorless, 1 red, 1 green. He has trample when he enters the earthbend 4, and whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you untap all lands you control, and you get an extra combat after this one. But only the lands can attack during the extra combat. So that's pretty decent. We have this nice art here with old man just showing off his rugged body. But I do like these showcase frames. Really nice. We have Cat Owl. That's a non-legendary cat bird for 4 mana, 3 colorless, and hybrid white blue. And it has flying whenever it attacks. You untap target artifact creature. So we have Cruel Administrator, a 5 mana non-legendary creature. That's 5/4. He's a human soldier with raid. And this creature put with enters with a 1/1 counter on it. And when this creature attacks, you create 2 red soldier tokens with firebending 1. So really nice. We have Daily Agents, a 5 mana again, non-legendary creature, 3/4. They are human soldiers. When they enter, you earthbend 1. Then you earthbend 1 again. And whenever this creature that attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life. With X the number of creatures, you can trade 1/1 counters on them. So not bad, especially for uncommon. Those counter matters decks. Also, we have this special art as well, which is part of that scene with Aang, Zuko, Azula, all them fighting. Really nice. Next, we have Dragonfly Swarm. It's a dragon insect, non-legendary creature, 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 red, for star power 1 trait toughness, has flying and ward 1. This creature's power and toughness equal to the number of non-creature permanent, in your graveyard, non-land as well. When this creature dies, if there's a lesson card in your graveyard, you draw a card. So it's a strictly better version of multiple dragons in format, where their power is equal to the amount of instants and sorceries in your grave. Because this one's not just instant sorceries, it's non-land cards in your grave. Non-land, non-creature cards. So, pretty good. We have Earth Kingdom Soldiers, a human soldier, non-legendary, 5 mana, 4 colors and hybrid white-green, for a 3/4 with vigilance. When it enters, you put a 1/1 counter up to 2 target creatures, really good in draft. We have Earth King's Lieutenant, with that full art as well. And he's a human soldier ally, non-legendary, for 1 green, 1 white. It's a 1/1 with trample. When this creature enters, put a 1 counter on each other ally you control. And whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1 counter on this creature. So that's pretty nice. We have Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Slight tongue twister there, non-legendary human warrior performer. That's 3/4 for 4 mana, 3 and hybrid red-green with reach. And whenever it attacks, as long as you control a land that enters this turn or a land creature. Don't know why I confused that one up. Anyway, we have Earth Village Ruffians. That's 3 mana, so non-legendary again, 2 colors and hybrid green black. For human soldier rogue, it's a 3/1. When it dies, you earthbend 2. Pretty simple. Really good command. We have Fire Lord Azula, the best Azula here. So that is 1 colors, 1 blue, black, and red for a legendary human noble. That's a 4/4 with firebending 2 again. But this one, when you cast a spell, while it's attacking, you get to copy the spell. So you get a 2 mana to cast a spell and then just multiple copies. Pretty nice, pretty simple. And I just enjoy that you don't lose life for this. Of course, have the black and white art from the last Agnikai scene. And of course, we have the Neon Inkulkin one. That's amazing with her in the red flames. So yeah. Next, we have Fire Lord Zuko, which is 1 white, 1 green, 1 black for a legendary human noble ally, 2/4, firebending X, where X is Fire Lord Zuko's power. And whenever you cast a spell from exile, and whenever a permanent you control enters from exile, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So, thing to know is I drafted a bunch of these, and I didn't realize that there's an enchantment from Murder's Call of Mana, a mythic one, that whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, or any player's dealt damage really, it exiles top cards of your deck until the next turn. So that and this going to go hard. We'll give that a try in a video coming soon. Of course, he has his neon art from the intro to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which looks amazing, also one of the most expensive cards in the set. And of course, the black-white from that last Agnikai scene. Next, we have Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, non-legendary, although from this art it should be, for 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, for a human druid ally, 2/4 with lifelink. Whenever you draw a second card each turn, create a 1/1 color spirit token. With that special ability, this token can be blocked, but it can only block spirits. So nice. We have Guru Partik. He is 2 mana, and then 2 hybrid blue-green, sorry, for legendary creature, human monk ally, 2/4. When he enters, you look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can put a lesson, saga, or shrine from them into your hand. You put at the bottom random order and then shuffle. When you cast a lesson, saga, or shrine spell, he gets a 1/1 counter, or you can put it on target creature you control. So pretty nice. We have Hammer, the blood bender, that's 2 colorless, and 3 hybrid black-blue for a legendary human warlock. That's a 3/3. When she enters, target opponent mills 3 cards, then you exile up to 1 target non-land permanent. And thing to note is from their graveyard, not the card you milled. And as long as you control Hammer, you may cast the exile spell by waterbending extra than Paints mana cost, where X is how much it costs. So you basically get to waterbend out one of the spells you take with her. That's pretty good. Next we have Heibai, Spirit of Balance. That's 2 colorless and 2 hybrid black-white for a legendary Bear Spirit. That's 3/3. When he enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, put 2/1 counters on Heibai. When he leaves the battlefield, you take those target. When he leaves the battlefield, put a counter on target creature you control. Well, all his counters actually. I know I'm having such a hard time reading today. We have Hermetic Herbalist, which is 1 green, 1 blue for a human druid ally, non-legendary, 2/3. You can add 1 mana by tapping it of any color, or we can tap it for 2 mana of any combination of colors, but you can only spend that mana to cast a lesson. Alright, Granny go teach you some things. We have Iroh, Grand Lotus. Amazing rare. 3 color, so that's 3 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 red. Legendary human noble ally, 5/5, firebending 2. It gives all of your lessons in your graveyard flashback for 1. It's amazing. But also during your turn, each of your non-lesson instants in your graveyard have flashback for their mana cost. That's amazingly powerful. Of course, we have this amazing art where you showcase stream as well. And Iroh Tea Master. So this is the weakest of the Irohs, but still looks very nice. See the border treatment here. 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 red. Legendary creature, human, citizen, ally. When you enter, you create a food, and at the beginning of combat, you may have target opponent gain control of target opponent you control. When you do, you create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Then you put a 1 counter on that token. For each permanent you own that your opponents control. That's a mouthful. So let's see if we can break that down. So in the beginning of your combat, you give your opponent control a target permanent that you own. So let's get them something. When you do that, you create a 1/1 ally creature token, and you put a 1 counter on it for each permanent that you own that your opponent controls. So for everything you give them, you're making a token and you're getting back something for it. I don't know why the word is like that. That's real hard to understand. Next, we have Jet Freedom Fighter. So it's a legendary human rebel ally, 3/1, that costs 2 colorless and 3 hybrid red white. I'm not going to say black there. When he enters, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to one of your opponent's creatures. The fact that it says he, I find it very funny. When Jet dies, you put you want to count on up to 2 target creatures. That's cool. We have Katara the Fearless, of course, with her 3 or 4 arts. Of course, she has her blue neon ink art, which is one of the most expensive cards in the set from the intro of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And she has, whenever a trigger ability of an ally you control would trigger, it triggers an additional time, which is amazing. She's obviously legendary, human warrior ally, 3/3, and she costs 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue. Katara the Fearless. And that pretty dark skin. Amazing. That's really good. We have Katara, Tribe's Hope. That's 2 colorless, a white and 2 blue for legendary human warrior ally. This one's a 3/3. She has vigilance. And when she enters, you create a 1/1 ally creature token. She has waterbending X, and creatures you control have base power and toughness of X. Obviously. So that means you can make creatures big as fuck, but thing to note, X can be 0. Has this art with the concentrating, really nice. We have a Long Feng, Grand Secretariat. What are these names? 1 colorless, 2 hybrid black-green, legendary creature, human advisor. He's a 2/3. And whenever a creature you control or land is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1 counter on target creature you control. Pretty simple, long fucking name. Moving on, we have Messenger Hawks. That's 2 colorless and 1 hybrid green-blue for a non-legendary bird scout. That's a 1/2 with flying. Obviously, it's a bird. and it creates a clue. And when you draw your second at return, he gets +2 power and 0 toughness, so it becomes a 3/2. Amazing in draft. We have Ozai Phoenix King, one of the best mythics of this set. Pretty expensive at 2 colors, 2 black, 2 red for a legendary human noble, but he's 7/7, so 7 mana, 7 power for 6 mana. Already good. He has flying. No, he doesn't have flying, sorry. He has trample, firebending, 4, and haste. But he gains flying and indestructible as long as 6 or more unspent, as long as you have 6 or more unspent mana. And that'll sound like, ugh, that's really hard to do when you forget that he's firebend 4. And if you would lose mana during like phase change, it turns red. So meaning you'll never lose mana that's unspent. So you basically just have to pool mana, and he is indestructible flying, and he will fuck you up. Of course, we have this art here with him between the Agnakai just watching, which looks so boss, but not as good as the black-red. And I think this is actually Neonat as well, with him just in the middle of the flames with no facial features. Goes so fucking hard. So fucking hard. But let's move on to some a little less exciting, but still nice. We have Platypus Bears. That's a non-legendary Platypus Bear creature, 2/3 with Defender. That costs 1 colorless and hybrid green-blue. And when it enters, you mill 2 cards. Like you have to mill 2 cards. And as long as there is a lesson card in your graveyard, yeah, this creature can attack as though it didn't have Defender. So 2 mana for 2/3 if you have a lesson, because they start beating shit in. Yeah, that's quite pretty far and common. Draft, pain for everybody. We have Pretending Fox Bears, that's 1 colorless and 1 hybrid white-black for non-legendary human creature, human citizen allies. And when it dies, you create a 1/1 ally creature token. He's a 2/1 as well. Good sack fodder. We have Professor Zai, Anthropologist, a legendary human artificer ally, 0/3, and his cost is hybrid blue-red twice, so 2. And you can tap him this card, I got to draw a card, meh. But you can pay 1, tap him, sacrifice him, to return that instant sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. So, okay. I am not sure why this is legendary or how useful this is, but I'm pretty sure there's something out there. We have Sandbender Scavengers. It is a human rogue, non-legendary 1/1 for 1 white, 1 black. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, it gets a 1/1 counter on it. But when this creature dies, you may exile it. And when you do, return target creature with mana value less than its power from the graveyard to the battlefield. So, how big it is, that's how big you can bring back. So, alright. That extended art as well. Pretty nice. We have Sokka, Bend Off Bitches, Bold Boomeranger. He is 2 mana, 1 blue, 1 red for a legendary human warrior ally, 1/1. When he enters his card up to 2 cards, they draw that many. When you cast an artifact or lesson spell, he gets a 1/1 counter. Pretty good, pretty good. He has extended art, so you get that extra, like, half-inch of space. Shake him head, shake him head. Next we have Sokka, Lateral Strategist, human warrior ally, legendary, 3 mana, 1 colorless, and 2 hybrid white-blue for a vigilance creature with 2/4. And whenever he, or at least one other creature attacks, you draw a card. Not bad for one. We have Sokka, Tenacious Tactician, another one of those really tongue-twisty names. This time, legendary creature, human warrior ally. This is a 3/3 that costs 1 colorless, 1 blue, red, white. Jessica, American colors. It has menace, prowess. So you need to block with 2 creatures. It gets +1 for every non-creature spell you cast, play enough turn, and other allies you control have menace and prowess. So, beefy team that hard to block. Whenever we cast a non-creature spell, create a white ally creature token. So, again, super amazing. He has a showcase where you've seen him planning, where Sokka looking childlike. So cool. Of course, we have Suki, Higel coming right after. Suki Kyoshi Warrior, 2 colorless, and 2 green-white hybrid for a legendary human warrior ally as well. She has star 4 power. Her power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and whenever she attacks, she creates a 1/1 white ally token that's tapped and attacking. So she comes with a team. Pretty good. We have Sun Warriors, non-legendary human warrior allies. They are 3/5. They cost 4 mana, 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 white. They have Firebending X, where that's the amount of creatures you control. Pretty good. They can pay 5 to create a white ally creature token. So, not bad, not bad. We have Lion Turtle, of course, the teacher of energy bending. So it has this really good art for the how you call it again? The field note, where it looks like someone taking notes of it from a leisure. And of course we have the regular one. But legendary creature, Elder Cat Turtle, Vigilance Reach. When it enters, you gain 3 life. It costs 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue. It's a 3/6 beefy boy, but he can't attack or block unless you have 3 lessons in the grave. But you can still tap him for 1 colorless mana. So pretty good overall. We have Tools of War. It's an enchantment, 1 black, 1 white. When this enchantment enters, you create a clue, and whenever you sacrifice a permanent during your turn, you create a 1/1 ally creature token. But you can only use this ability once each turn. Remember, you only can do it in your turn, so it's 1 creature per turn. Draft. We have Tough, hard-headed teacher, Jesus. Don't know what we're talking today. Legendary human warrior ally, 4 mana for a 3/4, 2 colorless, a red, a green. When she enters, you may discard a card. If you do, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Cool, right? But whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1, if that spell is a lesson, put an additional 1 counter on a land. So this is actually a spell slinger Earthbending deck in red and green. Pretty nice. Again, you get a little extra than that, which is basically a little piece of sky. We have another Tough, the first metal bender. Best Tough is a 3/3 for 4 mana, 1 colorless, 1 red, green, white. Was quite a long time ago, so let's go through this quickly. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types, but they don't have the mana ability. At the beginning of your end step, you Earthbend 2. So that allows you to put 2 counters on, drop a mic there, allows you to put 2 counters on anything that's a land, so your non-token artifacts or lands. Pretty good. She of course has the 3 as you already seen, with her being the green neon ink. Looks good. And then we have Uncle Iroh, everybody's favorite guy. He is a legendary human noble ally for 2 for 3 mana. That's 1 colorless and 2 hybrid red-green. He has Firebending 1, but better ability, your lessons cost 1 less to cast. So you have both Uncle Iroh and Iroh Grand Lotus. You flash back your lessons for free. Next we have Vindictive Wardens, a human soldier, non-legendary, 2/3 for 3 mana, 2 colors and 1 hybrid red-black. He has Menace, Firebending 1. You can pay 3 to deal 1 damage to each opponent. Good payoff for Firebending. The Menace makes it very hard to block. Amazing draft card again, and even some standard decks. Because you come down, you just start hitting hard. We have Wandering Musicians, non-legendary human bard ally, 2/5 for 3 colors and hybrid white-red. And this creature, when it attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Alright. We have White Lotus Reinforcements, a non-legendary human soldier ally, a 2/3 with vigilance. It gives other allies +1/+1. 3 mana, not bad. That's 1 color, 1 green, 1 white. We have Zhao, Ruthless Admiral, who is a legendary creature, human soldier, 4 mana for a 3/4, 2 colorless, and 2 hybrid black-red. He has Firebending 2. And whenever we sacrifice another permanent, creatures you control get +1/+0 till end of turn. Meh. Piece of shit like he should be. We have Zuko Conflicted as our final card. He is a human creature, legendary of course, human rogue, 2/3 for 2 mana, 1 red, 1 black. At the beginning of your first main phase, choose one that hasn't been chosen, and you lose 2 life. First one is draw a card. Second one, he gets a 1/1 counter. Third one, you add a red mana. And the last one, you exile Zuko and return to the battlefield under an opponent's control. So you can reset that ability, but on the opponent, and they get the same thing, and it comes back to you. Interesting card, interesting card. And that's about it. So that's all of our multicolored cards in this set. So, hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the green, and I am out.